Mitch McConnell said when he was reelected to the Senate that his first item of business was passing stimulus relief right now. Well, he hasn't done it. And meantime, a breaking development from the Biden team today suggests a real change of focus on getting stimulus out. Mitch McConnell is the chief negotiator for the Republicans, but Steve Mnuchin and Mark Meadows are working today and this week on getting you stimulus relief. But now, what is the Temple of Doom doing with Chuck Schumer and Joe Biden? It's totally different than even yesterday. Everything's changing. It's a little confusing. I'm getting you through this. And this is Being a Mitch. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's Afternoons at Lalate, and this is Being a Mitch, in which I go over congressional action to get you stimulus relief and what's going on with Mitch McConnell. A lot of developments, and if you've not subscribed, please do. When you subscribe and you go to this channel, I have a community page, like every YouTube channel. On the YouTube channel, you will see the word that says community up in the corner. There's a series of tabs. The first tab says videos, then favorites, and then community. You see me there, and this is me as well. That's me, and this is me. So on the community page, I post throughout the day a series of updates when a new announcement is made. For example, I posted this just 1 hour ago from a viewer talking about food grants in California. And California food grants is called one company, and the base amount is $16. They add $188 on top of that for COVID. They send out a card for you. It takes about 5 to 10 days to receive it. And this is money not just for the homeless, but also for Social Security beneficiaries and low-income qualifiers. That was what I posted an hour ago. It already has 68 likes and 9 comments to it. So that's why you have to go to the front of this channel and subscribe. Also hit the alert button and then look at the community page. It says community in the upper corner. So you see when I announce new grants. And that was something that came in for a viewer. Meantime, if you know developments about a new grant or rent or utilities or food or something for medicine, send me a DM so I can share it with viewers as well. This is how I'm getting you money right now. Not 5 days from now, not 5 weeks from now. And ultimately, this video about Being a Mitch is about what's going on with Congress. But let's be frank. They're not sending out a stimulus check today or this week. So you need other money. And this is how I'm getting you other money. So please subscribe. Also hit the like button. It helps with the video so it appears higher in the rankings. In this video, I'll be going over really the shocking twist of events from Joe Biden today, the 2 twists of events from Joe Biden, what's going on with President Trump, and what's going on with Mitch McConnell and the Democrats. No one has left town for the holidays. They're on recess, but recess means they're not voting on the congressional floors. They're doing negotiations for stimulus. But it's the negotiations that are becoming problematic once again. All right, let's get to the breaking news. The breaking news as you sit here today is that everything is changing by the minute. Politicians tend to say one thing and tend to do something else. You've learned that from this channel. And now, once again, politicians are changing their story on both sides. Mitch McConnell, when he was reelected to the Senate as a Kentucky Republican, said the first item of business the next day would be to get a stimulus package out during the holidays. He hasn't even introduced a bill. He hasn't even had a press conference, barely even detailing what would be in it. He said literally nothing. On the other side, Joe Biden, when he announced his win and his victory speech, he gave details about what he wants to do. First thing he said, I want to come to an agreement between the two sides on stimulus relief. I want to stop this partisan bickering and holding your ground on only what you want and negotiate. Wow, that sounds like the spirit of purple. That sounds like no longer doing her way or the highway. If you're new to this channel, since the month of July, Nancy Pelosi has said, give me exactly what I want or else don't call me at all. And that is why you haven't had stimulus relief. And Mitch McConnell has said, no, I don't want what you want. I'm not giving you that. So when Joe Biden said we need to be bipartisan and come to something compromising, that was encouraging. Then the problem solvers, they said in a statement in the last 7 days, it's encouraging that the parties want to sit down and come to something that's mutually agreeable. That was all promising. And the president himself, President Donald Trump, says, I want stimulus relief to go out right now. I don't want to wait around for it. I want to go out right now. This is already incredibly important because the president can do executive orders. He can take that CARES Act 1 money that's sitting at SBA, repurposes as a $5,000 stimulus check. The $5,000 stimulus check could go out right now. It'd take 10 days. You'd have it in 10 days. And you would be able to survive the burden of the holidays, the pandemic, the new lockdowns, the new curfews, with a sizable stimulus check because you haven't gotten one in months. But it hasn't happened. So then on Friday, we had all more promising news. Mark Meadows, Steve Mnuchin, Mitch McConnell confirmed that they met and were negotiating on what they wanted in a second stimulus package to be passed now during these few days. Wow, we're making progress. Mitch McConnell met with Chuck Schumer. Chuck Schumer said, it was good. We met and we talked about stimulus. Also really promising. And then it started to unravel. First item was a news article that said Mitch McConnell and Chuck Schumer did not meet about stimulus, that Chuck Schumer is giving a positive false narrative that they meant to talk about the continuing resolution, the budget bill to keep the federal government open. They didn't even talk about stimulus. Okay, why is Chuck Schumer saying something more positive and to make you be more optimistic about something that hasn't happened? Not clear. But we remained focused. Then the other positive news that came in over the weekend was that $800 billion of CARES Act 1 money, additionally indicated by Steve Mnuchin, brought us to $1.6 trillion. That there's now $1.6 trillion of CARES Act 1 money that Mitch McConnell could use. This was incredible, great news, and I'll explain to that in a second why that is. And then on Saturday, we learned from Jerome Powell that he's returning billions and billions of dollars, hundreds of billions of dollars of unused CARES Act 1 money as well. Suddenly we had all this really good news. Why was this good news? Because Mitch McConnell doesn't want to spend new money on a stimulus package. He wants to use his because he doesn't want to raise the national debt. Well, guess what? Now this channel has found close to $2 trillion of unused CARES Act 1 money that's sitting around that can be repurposed and doesn't take a hit on the national debt. It's free money because it's already money that's been taken out of the Treasury for something else. That something else didn't need it, so now it's being returned, it's sitting around. And there's more. There's that money from state and local that's being returned. For the grants that I'm talking about for rent and food that I'm talking about on the community channel, that's being returned in December. So now we have all this darn money that's sitting around that could be for stimulus checks, for unemployment, for PUA, for FPUC, for all these things, hazard pay, all really good news. And then came that New York Times article today. And then came the Joe Biden remark. And then came the Joe Biden Treasury pick. One after another of not good news. Let me explain why I don't like it and I think it's bad news. First, New York Times article said that Joe Biden has told Nancy Pelosi to come to a compromise and do something smaller on a stimulus deal that would get stimulus relief out right away this week because, one, the economy is about to implode. Two, there's going to be massive unemployment and massive homelessness. Three, the pandemic's out of control. Four, no one can survive between now and January with no stimulus. Get it done smaller. Get something that Mitch would agree to. Get it done. All sound really promising until less than a few minutes later, the Biden camp issued a statement saying the New York Times article is untrue. Well, what's untrue about it? Well, the Biden camp said that he has urged Nancy Pelosi to stay exactly at her way or the highway and not move an inch on it. What? This is not encouraging, because suddenly the man who said on the night after election results, we need to stop bickering and doing our way or the highway, now he's telling Americans that he wants Nancy Pelosi to do her way or the highway, a highway that Mitch McConnell won't drive on. Mitch McConnell's not doing $2.2 trillion ever. And suddenly Joe Biden says, I'm supporting $2.2 trillion. You're supporting something that will never pass? And suddenly people need unemployment, we need stimulus check, and you're saying I'm supporting something that's not going to pass, that the Republicans have told you they will not pass? It's not like it's a guessing game. We all know for a fact it's never going to pass. So why is a person who's supposed to come in and do emergency relief in the sake of a pandemic, both the President of the United States, President Donald Trump, and the President-elect Joe Biden, why are neither realizing to do something that both sides will agree upon? It's confusing and not encouraging. And then there's this. There's a Georgia Senate race in January. It's January 5th. And that Georgia Senate race has the following equation to it. If one seat is won by, there's two seats. If one seat is won by a Republican, the Republicans maintain control of the Senate, as they currently have control of the Senate, and are currently not passing a $2.2 trillion bill ever. If they win one of the two seats on January 5th, they will never pass Nancy Pelosi's $2.2 trillion bill. So why is the president-elect saying do exactly the $2.2 trillion bill on a guess that you're going to win two Georgia Senate seats 4 weeks, 5 weeks from now, 6 weeks from now? It's not encouraging. And then there's more unencouraging news today. Joe Biden picked a Treasury pick for his cabinet. The Treasury pick is important because the Treasury person is the one that negotiates the stimulus package. It says, this is what we can afford. This is what we're not going to afford. And guess who he picked? Another outsider. The problem with Steve Mnuchin, as you have seen on this channel for months, is that Steve Mnuchin is not a congressman. He doesn't know the senators. He doesn't know the House representatives. He lives in a bubble of his entire life. He's a Wall Street guy. He comes in and out of Congress, in and out of Washington, meets with the president, discusses what the president wants to do, and appears on national TV and goes back into a bubble. He doesn't wine and dine and smooze or talk or hang out with congressional leaders who ultimately have to pass the bill. They, in fact, said very emphatically during the negotiations, we don't even know what's going on with Steve Mnuchin. Steve Mnuchin doesn't even tell us what's going on. He just goes and does things, and we find about it on the news or, on LLA. We have no idea what he's even doing. Now we have another outsider being picked for Treasury Secretary, and that outsider is not known among anyone. The congressman, they don't deal with the person. The person is very well loved, very well respected, but is again another outsider who's coming in at a time in which a stimulus package needs to be passed, and is another outsider? What is going on here? As you sit here today, am I encouraged? No. Am I going to sugarcoat it for you? No. Do I see stimulus relief going out now with these words I'm hearing today? No. Am I seeing stimulus relief? Do I believe the stimulus relief will go out during the holidays based upon a statement from Joe Biden that he wants exactly $2.2 trillion, a number that's rejected by the Republicans? No. Who in their right mind would ever predict that a stimulus relief would be reached during the holidays when the person that is the top person in the Democratic Party says, do her way or the highway, and the other side is saying, we're not doing the highway, and we've told you for 7 months we're not doing the highway. And in fact, we have control of the Senate at the moment, and there's no indication we're going to lose control of the Senate. We don't need to do her way the highway. It's not encouraging. And that's why I start the recording with saying, hey, go to the community channel of this page. Go to the community channel of the page. Subscribe to this channel. Because when you go to the community channel of this page, you see me posting things throughout the day in which there's new grants. I don't want you to wait around for a stimulus check from these people because these people are not helping you. Here's a viewer hope. There's a new grant that will pay Medicare Part B premium in South Carolina for those on SSDI for 2021. That's $1,782 back in the pockets of SSDI members. It's called New South Carolina Premium Assistance Program. I posted that 3 hours ago. It will come to Medicare recipients in a blue and white envelope that says 2021. Nicole, Louisiana Housing Department of Human Services just paid my rent for September all the way up to January. Willie said one government has really helped, says one organization really helped him. Lauren, if I'm spelling it right. I just got my first PUA benefit and it went retroactive. It's for over $11,000. Thank you so much for bringing this to my attention. I didn't realize that PUA is different than regular unemployment. This continues throughout the day. As you hear something, share it with me and I'll share it with the community. Ultimately, this is what I want people to get. Kathy in Ohio. If you're in Akron, Ohio, Summit County, call Summit County, Ohio, and call 311. You can get help with food assistance. Laura in Missouri, Missouri grants. In St. Louis, they're doing rent assistance for a few more days. Started last week. I saw it on the news. I believe it ends the 29th of November. For electrical assistance, anyone in Missouri needs to apply to LI-HEAP. You can get it from $300 to $1,200 for winter heating costs. Starts November 1st. I applied. I got $718 for a family of 2. It's handled by different agency based on the county you live in. They need to go to the Missouri.gov site and search LI-HEAP and type in their county, and it'll give them the agency location to apply. It takes 7 to 4 days to be credited, but my $718 was a godsend for me. We went from $440 a week, $40+ a week at $18 to partial unemployment, but now it's about $400 to $500 or less. So an electric bill being paid is a huge difference. If I hear anything else, I'll save it for you. Someone found something in Connecticut, a program called Temporary Rental Housing Assistance Program. They're giving a maximum of $4,000 beginning March 1st to March 1st of next year. You have to go to the Department of Housing websites, and you can call their number as well. That's how we're helping people on this channel. And what I want you to understand is this is help. You helping me helping you, viewers helping each other. A president-elect and a president doing nothing and saying her way or the highway doesn't help anyone. Ultimately, we're together. We're going to get to the finish line. You see how this channel is pushing the envelope. No one is fighting more to get money for you than me and you together as a team. We're going to do it. Keep on pushing. Go to the front channel, subscribe. Also, like this video. Coming up next is Evenings Lalate with a bigger development on check, followed by Purple Power Live. As always, stay informed, stay smiling, and stay LA for more.